Hello, this is Emma of Emma Live Yoga, and welcome to this Yin Meditation and Relaxation class. So just take a few moments to get everything you need. Ideally, you'll have a bolster or a makeshift bolster, maybe a couple of cushions, maybe a block or two, and a blanket. So we're going to start from seated position, Sukhasana, easy cross-leg position if you wish, or you can stretch the legs out if that feels more comfortable. You might also wish to come on to some support, as I have done, just for this seated introduction. So if you want some support for your back, just making sure you've got everything you need. Lovely. So as you arrive, just take a few moments to have a shuffle. Make sure that you're equally on the sitting bones. And then from that central axis, feel on the inhale, you can lengthen away from the floor, lift in the heart space. And on the exhale, you can release the shoulders away from the ears, crown of the head lifting. And doing this again, inhaling to lengthen, lifting the spine. Exhaling to release the shoulders and resting back into the shoulder blades. So from here, bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra and gently allow the eyes to close. So as we embark on this session of Yin meditation and relaxation, just take a few moments to find the flow of the breath through the body. And feel the grounding quality of the exhale as you release through the sitting bones. And feel the enervating, lifting quality of the inhale as the heart reaches forward and the crown of the head lifts up. And on the exhale, imagine a pair of heavy hands resting on the shoulders, guiding you down. And on the inhale, feel an expansion into the intuitive heart space as you connect with the unstruck place. Beginning to cultivate a longer breath. And experience the softening around the eyes and mouth, the slackening of the jaw. And take a few moments to observe the different layers of being. So how your body, mind, and emotions are in this moment. Making your observations in a non-critical way, just observations. Then from this place of understanding of the self, you may wish to set a sankalpa, a focus for your practice. And feel you can plant this seed of intention in the fertile soil of the heart space. Allow it to germinate on the inhale as you continue to lengthen towards the sky. And on the exhale, feeling nestled, cradled, and held by the bowl of Mother Earth. As you connect with the breath, feel all the areas the breath is able to wash over. Feel the breath alighting in all the inner spaces of the felt world of sensation and breath. Then after the next exhale, Keeping the eyes closed, allow the hands to alight somewhere comfortably in the lap. Feel the quietness of the breath and the mind beginning to cycle down. As we work with the seventh limb of yoga, dhyana meditation, feel that you will keep this mindful awareness throughout your yin practice. Then take a deeper inhale. On the exhale, gently blink open the eyes. And we'll begin now our yin yoga practice. So we're going to make our way down to semi-supine position. So coming down carefully and slowly to this constructive rest, opening the palms of the hands, bending the knees, walking the feet underneath the knees. You can allow the eyes to close again as you touch down, just enjoying this moment of peace and repose as the body begins to settle with each exhale. And feel the breath moving around your intention as if your hands were cupping a lit flame. And this breath keeping the flame burning throughout the practice. Then inhale, you can keep the eyes open or closed, whatever feels best. On the exhale, gently gather the knees in one at a time to the belly, left knee, right knee. From here, place the hands lightly on the kneecaps. We'll begin with initial mobilization of the hips, some hip rotations. So on the inhale, draw the knees towards you. Exhale, knees apart and away. Inhale, together and towards. Keep the lower back pressing into the floor. Exhale, knees apart and away. We're doing 2 more rounds like this. Just beginning to create some gentle warmth as we lubricate the joints of the hips. And then inhale as you draw the knees back to center. On the exhale, push the knees away, keeping them together. Inhale, knees apart and towards. Changing direction. Inhale, together and away. Exhale, apart and towards. And doing 2 more easy rounds like this. Being guided by the breath. And then inhale as the knees coming to center. Exhale, bringing the feet to the floor, open the palms of the hands. Take an inhale to the collarbones. And exhale to let go. So we'll move on to Jathara Parvanasana, an easy spinal twist, before we embark on our first static yin posture. So on the inhale, take the arms out at shoulder height, palms open. Exhale, you might take the feet a little wider, maybe shoulder distance apart. Inhale. On the exhale, as the knees drift to the left, glide the head to the right. Inhale, head and knees to center. Exhale, knees to the right, head turns to the left. Continuing to flow like this, keeping the back of the neck long. And just feeling all the areas where you may have holding patterns, stiffness, resistance. But also feeling all the areas where you can move fluidly, they feel good. So accepting all in equal measure. We've got one more of these to each side. We'll then inhale, head and knees to center, lift the pelvic floor. Exhale, gather both knees into the belly for Apanasana, taking shins or backs of thighs. Inhale. Exhale and gently rock from side to side. Breathing in to one side, out to the other. And then inhale, bring the knees to center. On the exhale, taking hold of your bolster or support, you're going to slide that so that it's level with your hips and knees on the left side. Just take a moment to position it there. So we're going to work into a little twist from here. So take a breath in. On the exhale, allow the knees to alight on your bolster. Try to press both shoulders back into the floor equally. Inhale, turn the belly and the chest and the gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale and just pause here in this initial opening. Find a nice deep breath into the heart space. If this feels uncomfortable in the knees, now you can always bring a cushion or a brick or block between the knees for comfort. So just settling into the twist again, being aware of any tight spots. Nice steady breathing, shoulders releasing. And again, you can allow the eyes to close, sinking into sensation and breath. Away from judgment, recrimination, and thought. So now you can stay here as things begin to settle. Another option on the exhale is to straighten both legs out to the side. Now, it might be you want to bring your feet to the floor if you take that option, or it might be you wish to support the ankles underneath an additional block. So if you're taking that option, you just straighten at the knees, stack the ankles, and then inhale again, turn the belly and the gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale and just release through the shoulders. Know if you tried that, it didn't feel great, then you can go back to the first option, no problem. Another option here on the exhale is to glide the head to your right side. And just introducing a gentle neck stretch. So as we inhabit breath and asana, just settle into a steady, rhythmical breath. Begin to practice the art of letting go and softening into your support. In Yin, we inhabit the postures for a much longer time in order for the connective tissue to have chance to release. So you may go on a journey of tightening and then softening, then softening, and that's okay. That's all part of the journey. Taking a few more breaths here. On the next inhale, if you drifted the head over, you'll guide the head back to center. Exhale. On the inhale, if you straightened out the legs, you'll gently bend at the knees. Exhale. And just pause a moment with both knees on the bolster. Then from here, just squeeze of the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. On the inhale, know you can take the knees apart for comfort to come back to center. Exhale and just pause a moment with the knees on the belly. Again, you might just gently hug those knees in just to equalize through the spine before we change sides. Shoulders are relaxing. And after a few breaths here, you can lift your support all the way over to the opposite side, your right side. Exhale as everything arrives. Remember then to take the arms back out to shoulder height, palms open. Inhale. And on the exhale, begin to drift the knees over to the right side. As you arrive, inhale, turn the belly, chest and gaze as best you can towards the ceiling. Exhale and try and nestle the left shoulder into the floor. Begin to find where the breath emerges amidst the twist. And rather than resisting the twist, instead try to surrender to the sensations you can feel. And allowing the breath to be the active agent in that process. So now as you rest here, I will be coming out of the posture so that I can read to you and observe your practice. If you wish to do the extra move, on the inhale, you can straighten out the legs to the right side. Exhale, and if you wish, again, you can stack your brick or block underneath the ankles, or just allow them to touch down to the ground, whatever feels best. Take a big inhale into the heart space. Big exhale to soften and let go. And again, the eyes can be softly open or closed. So this is a reading from Ocean of Yoga, Meditations on Yoga by Julie Dunlop. This is a section called Charting the Tides. Yoga, just like anything else, can feel quite different one day to the next. This may be based upon the poses we do, the way we are feeling physically or emotionally, our energy level, or a combination of these. So the next move, if you wish, on the inhale is to glide the head over to your left side. Exhale in order to release through the neck. Continuing the reading. Just as the ocean's tides shift from day to day, shaping the shore, we too are shaped on a regular basis by the shifting tides of life. And we begin to be able to stay balanced in poses regardless of high tide or low tide in our thoughts and emotions. We embody both the stability of an anchor and the ability to flow like the sea. So a few more breaths here. Then if you glided the head over to the left, inhale, slowly glide the head back to center. Exhale. If you straighten the legs on the inhale, gently bend the knees back in. Exhale as we arrive back on the bolster. And just pause there for an easy breath or two. Then from here, engaging Mula Bandha. On the inhale, lift the left knee and then the right knee back to center. Exhale, again, pause with the knees on the belly. You may just hold those knees in gently if you wish. Take a few moments in neutral spine. And inhale, release the feet to the floor, open the palms of the hands. And exhale, and just pause here for 2 breaths in neutral. Then take a breath in. Exhale, gather the knees back into the belly. And from here, we're going to roll to one side. You can begin to rock from side to side once again in Apanasana. And then exaggerate the rock until you can roll over to your left side. Press the top hand down as you stretch the top leg out. And inhale, just begin to lever yourself back up towards seated position. From here, we're going to prepare ourselves for a gentle back bend. So you'll bring your bolster into the middle of the mat. And then just keeping the knees bent, but just slide the feet out a little. You'll just position the bolster so that it's at the base of the spine and the sacrum. You can take hold of both ends of the belt just for security so that it doesn't shift position. So then from here, you might wish to shift a brick or two, or maybe a few cushions to the back of you in case you want to slide them underneath your head. So just have those ready. Once you're ready there, you'll take a breath in, lift the chest, squeeze the pelvic floor, and on the exhale, just begin to lay back on your bolster. So the bolster arrives around where you would have the mid-back muscles. So in the mid-back area, as you come down, you can slide in your bricks or your blocks underneath the head. You might use 1 or 2, just see what is the best height for you. I'm using 2. Just see, also depends on your bolster height. As you arrive there, you can open the palms to the sides. If you do have a couple of cushions, a nice thing to do is to support the backs of the hands. So in Yin, the more you can support, the better really, the more beneficial it is. So if you've got any support there, you might place those underneath the backs of the hands. As you arrive here, know you can always walk the feet in just for comfort, so just adjust your feet as you need to. So this is a very gentle supported back bend which opens out the mid-back area and the chest. So as you arrive, take an inhale, feel the heart space expand. And on the exhale, feel the shoulders release back and down. So feel that softening as the collarbones and sternum emerge. And just begin to settle into the back bend, feeling the breath. If you do have any residual tightness in the mid-back, Feeling that welcome support of the bolster underneath, you can truly surrender this tension and tightness into your support. And again, if you wish to feel and embody the practice, you can close the eyes and feel these sensations from the inside. The practice of the fifth limb, pratyahara, sense withdrawal, is more of a redirecting of the senses. So here we're redirecting sight to travel inwards. And just observe everything you feel, whether it's discomfort, you might feel comfort, you might feel release, tightness, you might feel a holding on. You can feel a holding on. Maybe you need to adjust position, or maybe you just need to deepen the breath. To give your mind that relaxation message that it's okay to let go of whatever it's feeling. Now, another adjustment you can make here, another addition to this yin posture, is to slide both legs out. And then this posture becomes a yin version of Matsyasana, which is fish pose. And again, that might feel good in the back or not. So again, if you try it doesn't feel good, then just come back. If it feels relaxing, you might just tinker with rolling the toes out to the sides so that the quad muscles, all of the inner thigh really softens. You may become aware of the vulnerability of the lower back. Know that it's not vulnerable in this position, but you become aware of a space there, and just feel that you can exhale down into that space by softening the glutes. So maybe you're tense in here without realizing. Maybe you can soften and give the back this time and space it needs to just release. And again, if that feels too much with the straight legs, then feel free to bring the feet back. We've just got a few more breaths. Feeling and being in this yin meditation as we swirl in and out of our subconscious minds. So then on the next inhale, gently walk the feet back in if you slid the legs out. Exhale. As you arrive, take a moment there just to feel grounded through the soles of the feet. Feel the back supported fully. Then from here, bring the arms into the sides of the body. And on the inhale, float the arms slowly up and back. And on the exhale, just allow the arms to rest behind you. Now, if this feels like too deep a stretch through the shoulders, a nice thing you can do is to bend at the elbows so you create a cactus arms position. It might be again that your wrists and your hands are way away from the floor, in which case again you might bring your cushions up either side so that you can support the forearm on the floor. So you can make any shape that feels comfortable. So this is a shoulder and upper back release. And we facilitate that by breathing deeply into the heart space. And do keep a gentle squeeze of the pelvic floor to support the lower back. If you're enjoying the opening, you might even straighten out the arms more. Keep the palms open so you can straighten at the elbows. So here, as we rest and breathe, we're opening out the fronts of the shoulders where we can sometimes have the pooling of the stress hormone, cortisol. So you may feel a little vulnerable in this position. You may also feel a tenderness around the fronts of the shoulders, around the armpits. And know that that would be a normal sensation. Another thing you can do here is also to bring the inner knees together, so the inner knees touch. And then walk the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. So your knees roll in and connect, but the feet go to the outside of the mat. This gives you a different sensation through the sacrum. So again, feel you can breathe up and down this central Sushumna channel. This is symbolized in the spine. So inhaling from the base of the sacrum, all the way up to the base of the skull. And exhaling all the way down again. So then from here on the inhale, allow the knees to come apart. Exhale, walk the feet back to hip distance. On the inhale, just stretch through the fingertips, so nothing dramatic. And on the exhale, as you squeeze the pelvic floor, gently lower the arms all the way back down. From here, as you bring the arms down, bend at the elbows and press the elbows either into the bolster or into the floor beside you. On the inhale, as you press into the elbows, squeeze the pelvic floor and begin to lever yourself up until you can bring your hands to the bolster or to the floor. And begin to just make your way up, that's it, towards the upright. As you arrive, just stretch out the legs a moment. Keep the hands resting on the bolster or the floor. And on the inhale, just lift the chest, maybe lift the chin, just open out for a few moments. You can even point the toes forward, just open out the fronts of the ankles. And then exhale and drop back down into neutral. Okay, so from here, we're going to come through to a kneeling position to set up for our next move, which will be a forward bend. But before we get to that, we're going to do some mobilization of the shoulders. So initially, just position your bolster so it's in more of a sausage shape, so it's kind of long down the length of your mat. Again, you can have any extra supports just to one side in case you choose to use them. So from here, initially, you'll sit back in Virasana. So you sit in the kneeling position back on the heels with the big toes together. If that doesn't feel comfortable, now you can introduce a block or even a few blocks underneath the sitting bones, between the sitting bones and the heels. So if your knees are an issue, this actually makes it much more accessible position. If this still doesn't feel right, then I want you to come down to your sitting bones or to high kneeling. So any of those positions is fine with me. So wherever you are, just feel you can sit tall, lift through the heart space, lift through the crown of the head. So we'll come into Garudasana arms, eagle arms. So on the inhale, float the arms up to shoulder height, open the palms. And on the exhale, cross the right arm over the left and just cross at the elbows initially. And this is option one. You bring the hands to rest on the shoulders and then just drop the elbows down. Option two, if you wish, is to continue to wrap the arms around each other. Maybe bring the palms together or just have the hands apart. Wherever you are, inhale, lengthen. Squeeze the pelvic floor, exhale. And just feel the space opening between the shoulder blades as you breathe. Then unravel the arms, inhale, spread your wings like an eagle. Exhale, that's great. Cross the left arm over the right. Again, same options. You can cross at the elbows, stay there. Or you can continue to interweave, wrap around. Wherever you are, just feel a space emerging between the shoulder blades. Make sure you can drop the shoulders a little. Tap into your breath. And just keep the chin level, so make sure you're not sticking the chin out. You're lifting up through the crown chakra of Sahasrara, through the crown of the head. And inhale, unravel, spread your wings, lift the heart space. And then exhale, bring the arms down, open palms. Just have a little shimmy through the shoulders. So from here, you might want to watch this before you come into this so you know what you're doing. We're going to come shortly to laying prostrate on the bolster. So you're going to lower yourself all the way down. From there, we're going to replicate what you just did with eagle arms. So you'll fold your left arm in, and then cross your right arm over. Now from there, it might be you wish to rest your head on some support, so you can have your brick or block lined up. Right arm over left, shuffle, and then just get comfortable, and you'll breathe into the space between the shoulders. Okay, so I'll talk you into that. So have some support towards the front of the mat, either on the highest or lowest setting. As you come to all fours, on the inhale, you just slowly lower yourself down onto your support, onto your bolster. Exhale. Pause for a moment, just propped up on the elbows, and then we go back to the eagle arms. So the left arm goes on the bottom, threads through, as if you were doing thread the needle, threads through to the right side. And on the exhale, the right arm layers over the left arm, connecting at the elbows, which we practice. So you might even try that little hug of the shoulders there. And just have a little wriggle there from side to side through the sitting bones to make sure everything's nicely relaxed. That's it. So then from here, inhale. And on the exhale, as you let go of the head, you might choose to alight on a brick or a block. And it can take some time to just get set up. So just take all the time you need, relax the hands. And then just see where you can soften and breathe. Wherever you need to be is fine. So try to direct the breath between the shoulder blades. This will feel a little awkward at first. That's it, everyone. Looking good. And also make sure that you're able to soften through the lower back, through the hips, through the sitting bones, through the glutes. I've just got a few more breaths here. Then on the next inhale, you'll gently lift the head. Exhale, just walk those elbows out to the sides, and we're just going to change the cross of the arms. So this time, the right arm will thread through. That's the base arm on the inhale. And on the exhale, the left arm will layer over. So again, you're connected at the elbows. You can give yourself a little self-hug there, and just have a wriggle once again through the lower back. Then inhale, release the hands down, open palms. Exhale and release the head down. It can either dangle or again, you can rest it on some support. And you want the support to be ideally underneath the forehead. If you can feel your lower back starting to play a part in this, then just roll the heels out to the sides so the sacroiliac stays in neutral. Begin to deepen the breath. Feeling heavy but supported. Releasing with each exhale. And just taking a few more breaths. Then on the inhale, carefully lifting the head. Exhale, carefully walking the elbows back underneath the shoulders. So we're going to pause here, just having the elbows underneath the shoulders. As you spread the fingers coming into Sphinx pose, supported Sphinx pose, you can inhale, lift the chest, lift the collarbones forward and lift the gaze. Exhale, draw the shoulders back into those deep back muscles and make sure that you're not squeezing the glutes. So just pause here for a moment, this counter pose of a little back bend. So then we're going to take this to a side angle. So you'll inhale. On the exhale, you'll walk yourself over to the left side. So the lower body stays as it is. You just walk the upper body over to the left. And again, if you've got your cushions there, you can have your cushions underneath the upper body, twisting to the left. And then exhale and just fold yourself down. So a little lateral extension from above the waist. Turn the head to your left side. And begin to deepen the breath down that right side of the body. Big inhale. Big exhale. And again, see where you can relax through the quads and the glutes. Just roll the heels out to the side. Expand the breath into any tightness you can feel. Inhabit the sensation. Relax and soften around the shoulders. One more breath. Then on the inhale, draw the belly in, squeeze the pelvic floor as you come back to central alignment. And exhale, pause there a moment, just again have a little shimmy from side to side through the lower back and the glutes, keep everything nicely happy. Then from here on the inhale, you'll shift the upper body from above the waist over to the right side. Exhale, just draw in any supports you wish to use underneath the head. And this time rest on the left ear, gazing to the right side. Roll the heels out so the lower body releases. Find the breath, sinking and feeling. And feeling the gentle press of the abdomen into your bolster. If your belly begins to gurgle, this is all good. This means your rest and digest impulse is being stimulated, and that's what we're looking for in our slow yin meditative practice. So making this whole practice a meditation on the breath and an observation of sensation without judgment. Few more breaths. Then, once again, engage the bandhas. Inhale as you slowly come back to center. Exhale as you arrive. Just soften around the shoulders so you can slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift the pelvic floor, press into the hands. And on the inhale, just begin to lever yourself back up to an all-fours position. Exhale. From here, we'll just come to Yin Balasana, child pose. You can take your knees either side of the bolster. Use any extra support that you might wish to use. And then just on the exhale, just fold yourself down, sinking the sitting bones back, allowing the back to round. You can rest the forehead down or one ear, whatever feels best. And just begin to send some breaths into the lower back. So wherever you felt the work of the back bend, breathe now into the restorative forward bend. Feeling the rise and fall of the heart space. And shoulders softening. So reading from a section called Body of Prayer. Within the sacred temple of this day, each posture breathes a holy prayer, scripting the calligraphy of each moment in gold. Offering my practice with reverence, with intention, with authenticity, alive to each and every moment, each sacred breath. So BKS Iyengar said, when you practice yoga, you're entering a temple, a sacred union of the body in relation to the breath. And this is what brings the peace, feeling that connection. So just taking one more breath here. Then inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders and slowly lever yourself back up towards the upright. On the exhale, you might be able to cross at the ankles, roll over the ankles and take the legs forward, or just come to a seated position, which is in a wider angle. And then just shift your bolster in towards the groin. If you need to sit on something extra for your sitting bones, feel free. So coming to Yin version of Upavista Konasana. So then initially as you sit tall, you can just bring the palms together, lengthen the spine. So just use that press of the forearms down to lift the chest forward. We always want to experience length first before any rounding occurs. Allow your drishti, your gaze, to rest in the eyebrow space as you rest and relax the shoulders. From here, you might do a few little circles through the ankles, just mobilizing and releasing a few times in each direction. And then inhale, lift the chest forward. Exhale, you might begin to fold down a smidgen more, just see. Still keeping the back nice and long at this stage. Nice, steady breathing, feeling what you can feel in the back. Just have a little wriggle around, so try not to become too rigid. Also, moving from side to side really helps you to open out the side body. So just feel you can shift and move. And sometimes that takes you a little bit deeper into your posture, so you're not overthinking it. So continuing, using whatever support you need. So now you can continue on this trajectory. Wherever you need to be, you can allow the back to round. You can take away support as you need to. But no, it's perfectly fine to stay with the forearms down. If you're staying there, a nice thing to do is to support your head. So you might support the forehead. And try to let go of any gripping. So any gripping of the knees, the hamstrings, the shoulders. Allow wherever your body is in this moment to be enough. Let it be enough. Try to let go of any striving or any illusion of progress or using your will over the posture. Instead, surrender to the wisdom of the posture by connecting with the breath, and then the posture will do the work. The posture will work through you, and you will arrive where you can breathe, feel a stretch, but stay happy. Allow gravity to become your friend as you release. Each exhale an invitation to surrender wherever you may be holding. Few more breaths. So then on the next inhale, slide the hands underneath the shoulders or take hold of your support. Exhale and slowly press up towards the upright. As you get there, just lift the chest forward, maybe take the hands back again, do a little counter stretch. So maybe lean back in the hands, point the toes, roll the shoulders back, open the throat, and exhale as you come back. So from here, we're going to make our way down to semi-supine position. If you may be using your bolster for your Shavasana underneath the back of the knees, you can just position your bolster there towards the front of your mat so that you're ready. You can then scooch down on your mat, bring your feet over the bolster and just make your way down. Another nice thing to do is to bring the feet to rest on the bolster. Just gives you a little bit of extra elevation through the back. And again, just roll the palms of the hands open. Inhale. On the exhale, if you'd like a final squeeze of the knees into the belly, listen to that message and just have a gentle rock if that feels therapeutic. And again, if you wish to take the supported hand option, just have your cushions or your 2 bricks or blocks either side of you. Inhale, you can bring the legs out and have the bolster positioned underneath the back of the knees. Palms are open, resting on the cushions. As you arrive, allow the eyes to close. Take a deep breath. And exhale, settle and surrender into any new spaces. So as we draw to the close of this Yin meditation and relaxation, just feel the body supported, the mind releasing, the breath flowing. Allow the prana you've created to go to any areas which need healing or attention. So final reading from a section called Gratitude. You are here. Breathe. Feel what you feel in your body, in your mind, in your soul. Breathe in, opening yourself to receiving. Breathe out, letting go of any holding. You are here. Feel the rise and fall of your chest where the heart sings. Resting here for a short time. So now becoming aware of the breath. Now as you begin to deepen the breath, allowing the waves of breath to carry you towards the surface. And sending the breath down into fingers and toes. Bringing some gentle movements here. Now moving the head slowly from side to side, easing out the back of the neck. When you're ready to, on the next inhale, reaching the arms up and back for a full body stretch. Big exhale to let go. Then drawing the knees into the belly, having a rock from side to side until you can roll over to your left side. And dropping the bones heavy into the floor, feeling the prana moving the mind and body in a state of greater quietude. And bringing the top hand to the floor beside the face, stretching out the top leg and coming through to comfortable seated. So sitting tall, lengthening the spine, lifting the heart space. And bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra as we give thanks for our health and our practice. Inhale to lift the prayer hands up. Exhaling to the sides. Inhale to look up. And exhale. Namaste. So thank you everybody for practicing with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Enjoy your day.